Surprise, motherfucker! Hey, what's up? This is Venger Satanis. How's it going? This video is about something that I was thinking about before the present controversy. And that is how to get more people into the OSR. There are a lot of people playing D&D, a lot of people doing the role-playing game thing, but not as many people involved in the OSR as we would like. Um, it's a very strong, vibrant, passionate, awesome community or subsection of the hobby, and we would like to see more people in it. Um, so, without further ado, I've got this little list that I wrote 4 items on. Some of these you probably already heard of, um, and then some of them may be new. Who knows? Okay, the first one. This is the most obvious, probably the one I've heard the most about. Difficulty. So telling gamers and D&D enthusiasts that the OSR is, rather than role playing on easy mode, it's more challenging and more difficult. It's basically harder in some ways than playing more modern D&D or role-playing games. I mean, to me, the OSR, the old school Renaissance, isn't just about D&D. It's about all kinds of role-playing games that follow a more traditional aesthetic. I'll just use that because it's a broad term, and everything from the mechanics to the look and feel to the play styles. It's all kind of wrapped up in there. So that's not for everybody. Having a more difficult game, but it's certainly something that could draw people in. Just like advanced Dungeons and Dragons got a lot more people interested because it just seems like it's more mature for adults and people that want to reach like the next level or really challenge themselves, which role-playing games are good at. And the OSR, I think, is more challenging, or can be in certain ways. I think it's definitely easier to die in an OSR game than 5th edition or something like that. But, there are other things too. Okay, moving on. Number 2. And this is kind of a favorite of mine, or at least it speaks to me individually, which is Antiauthoritarian. Now, true, the game master does have ultimate authority over his game, but you don't have the rule books and the dice and the community like whispering in your ear, forcing you to do certain things or make certain changes, adopt a certain play style. You can, when you're playing old school games, you can do it however you want. You don't have that kind of expectation of, well, you better do it like this because otherwise players are going to get mad at you. Or, the people that sold you the rule book are going to come knock on your door and be like, hey, are you playing this game wrong? That's an exaggeration, of course. But there is an anti-authoritarian spirit, I feel like, with the OSR. The game master is like the good king. He's like God descended into man, and he can pretty much do whatever the fuck he wants. Obviously, so can the players. They can just get up from the table and walk out. If the game master is being a total dick or is completely unreasonable or just has a shitty game in general, players can just leave. But that still gives you a lot of wiggle room, a lot of room to maneuver. And I like that. And I don't like people like breathing down my neck telling me how to play my game or what kind of, or players telling me like, well, this particular house rule you have isn't how it's done in the Adventurers League, so blah, 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 blah. Screw off. Okay, number 3, fast and easy. The OSR games aren't necessarily rules light, but a lot of them are. and that's kind of a selling point. You could, or you should be able to make a character within, say, 15 minutes in a standard OSR game. And obviously, rulings over rules lets people know that you're not going to look up an obscure rule in the rule book for 10 or 12 minutes. Letting the game just languish there on the table. Instead, you just roll a d6 and decide, if you get a 1 or a 2, boom, it's what you were after. Otherwise, not so much. The GM will just narrate as things go. I think that's an awesome aspect of the OSR. I think a lot of other gamers would too. Fourth, maybe most important, is it's more immersive. The OSR is absolutely about being there and feeling as if you are that warrior or wizard or rogue or what have you that is in this crazy world and is exploring a dungeon or around the wilderness doing stuff. Because you don't focus on the character sheet. Hardly at all. In fact, in my Crimson Dragon Slayer D20 games, there is no character sheet, and there are no ability scores. It's just race and class, and if you want to, alignment and something noteworthy about your character. Maybe you can pick out a weapon or something like that, and then you just go. So 2 minutes, and you're done. A lot of the work is done for you because it's focused on rules light, one shots, and convention games, and really short campaigns like 2, 3, 4 sessions, maybe 5 long, and then that's it. So there's not a whole lot of in-depth screwing around. I've played a lot and ran a lot of modern games in the years before I found the OSR. And I almost never felt like I was there or the players were there in the moment, living and breathing this world or this realm. It always felt like, oh yeah, this is a game. But sometimes you can kind of peek over, behind the curtain and see like, oh yeah, this is like a real fantasy world. But hardly ever. But in OSR games, I'm like, the game just kind of like, or mechanics or system just kind of fall away. And it's just me pretending to be in this world with other people. And it feels real. It feels much more immersive than a lot of modern games. Like 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. I mean, 5th edition isn't bad. I'm not going to badmouth 5th edition. But 3rd and 4th editions, especially. I played it, I had fun, but I never felt immersed in the world or a character or something like that. Not unless we were kind of going off script and we played it in a more old school fashion, which we did on occasion. Anyway, those are my 4 suggestions. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Are these valid? Do you have other ideas of drawing people into the OSR? I assume you think this is a worthy goal because the more player pool we have, the more games we have, and the more products we have, and the better rewarded those product creators like myself are, which is nice. So yeah, like this and comment. Still got my Kickstarter running, Chalt After Dark. I'll put a link in the description below. Visit that, check that out, get the hardcovers. They are definitely worth it. And yeah, that's about it. All right. Oh, and share this video if you like it. All right. See ya.